How We Make Movies is brought to you by Microsoft Surface, Assimilate, Eizo, and AJA. Sophie, tell me a little bit about your film.
It's called 52 Tuesdays, and the reason it's called that is because it was set and shot every Tuesday for a year. Inside the film, it's about a 16-year-old girl whose mum comes out at the beginning and says, I want to be a man, I'm going to transition and live as a man, and that you should go and live with your dad. The daughter doesn't want to do that, so they make this promise to each other to see each other on Tuesday afternoons.
Matthew, I read online that you wrote the film as you went.
Because of the process, we're open to change and open to whatever accidents or happenstance might occur.
Tilda, what was the age of your character in this film?
The age of my character went from, because it was over a year, from 16 to 17.
And the decision that your character's parents made had such a deep impact, I'm sure, on her. How did you portray those choices and how they affected your character?
Well, it's interesting because we did only get the script a week before as well, so we didn't know what was going to happen. I mean, the amazing thing about shooting it over that time was I was also growing up over a year.
How did you like working with that process?
I mean, it was the first film I've done, so it just felt like that's just how it goes. Like, that was just how it was, so, and yeah.
I mean, Jen, can you talk about your character?
She's Billy's friend in the movie. They kind of have this separate life together where they experiment and they kind of discover things about each other. I mean, Billy's character is curious and asks a lot of questions, and Jasmine isn't curious. She kind of knows.
I think in relationships we often have this idea that, you know, there are rules to certain relationships.
Yeah.
To be a mum, you should be a certain way. To be a child, to be a friend, or you either have to be a boyfriend or you're just platonic friends, or, you know. And I think the characters in our film are interested in that not being the case, interested in working out how do we treat each other well in a new way and in a way that feels right between us, not just in the way that the world tells us to treat each other.
With Billy's mother saying, I feel like I'm a man, there's that meeting point with a parent-child relationship where you're not just a mother or you're not just a father, you're a real person. And the idea of living an authentic life while having responsibilities to other people was kind of really important for us to explore.
Yeah, that to me is like the crux of the film. It's like all of these different characters trying to just figure out how to be authentic in what they're doing.
Looking at industrial models of film, you know, do we have to make films in the same way where we shoot for 6 weeks like crazy and then we cut them? You know, are we just making the same thing over and over? Can we make it differently? And we were interested in the idea of authentic change and seeing the world shift. And in terms of the content and the stories that we're telling, we were interested in people who had complicated lives or complex lives, I suppose. Billy as a character wants her mum to be happy. But how do you do that at a time where you're changing and trying to discover who you are? We created this app called My 52 Tuesdays, and when you sign up, every person is sent a question every Tuesday, the same question to everyone in the world. And everyone answers by writing down their response and photographing it. But you also get to look at other people's responses. So, you know, everyone in the world answers, what does it feel like to kiss? And at New Frontiers, we brought over this portable photo booth so people can go in there and they get asked a question inside. And that question is, what would you tell your 16-year-old self? Which obviously connects to the film.
I'm gonna cry.
And everyone answers it, and they take away a little photo of themselves, and they also get signed into the app.
And what's really important for us is we want to continue our relationship with our audiences. It's really important for us because we feel very passionate about what we've made.